Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving card. Go ahead and get started here. So I got inspired by this stamp that I saw that I bought 2 years ago at Joanns in their dollar bin. And so I'm going to go ahead and make a landscape card that measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. And here's a 3.5-inch circle that I cut with a Martha Stewart's circle cutting tool. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the turkey onto some printer paper because I'm going to make a mask. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my scissors and then I'm going to cut around the turkey. I actually cut the legs off just because they were a little thin, and I wouldn't have to worry about coloring it or anything, because I will be stamping this actually in a brown color, not in black. Okay, so here I am adhering the turkey to my circle piece with some removable adhesive, and I didn't add enough, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more. And I'm going to actually tap the piece onto my my jacket just so that it picks up some of the lint so it's not as sticky. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down. So I zoomed in here so you could see a little bit more what I'm doing. So I picked out 2 distress inks in Vintage Photo and Walnut Stain to make a watercolor effect background. So I'm tapping some of the ink onto my surface. This is a Heidi Swapp silicone matte. It's perfect for these kinds of techniques. It cleans up perfectly. I just use water. You can use Windex, which she suggests, but I just use some water. So here you're going to see why the mask didn't work. I think it was really watery and it just took the mask right off when I slid the circle piece. It just slid my mask off. So I probably just needed to add adhesive to the whole thing, probably, but I did improvise, so you'll see that later on. I didn't want to waste any of this mixture of inks, so I put it onto a scrap piece that I cut my circle on. So I just cut and actually I stamped that with some Chestnut Roan Colorbox ink, and I dried that with my heat tool and cut it out with a little border, and I actually stamped it onto the same like ivory colored cardstock. And here I'm just taking my watercolors that I purchased from Michael's for about like $5–6, and I'm just going to go ahead and use a water brush, which actually doesn't work. It's a little too big and the water was making it too watery. So you'll see me switch to a thinner, smaller paintbrush. I'm just going to use a couple of red and yellow mustard colored tone colors to paint the turkey in. And I also use a little bit of a brown, like tan grayish color, if that makes sense. And you'll see to enhance the feathers a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a different look. So you'll go ahead and see my watercolor process video, or process actually. So lost right now. And yeah. So I'm just flicking my brush here, just so it doesn't look like there's just a straight line and it has like a feather look. And I added a little bit of a darker gray to the bottom, and I'll show you a close-up here of how it looks. So like that. And I did end up wanting to give him some rosy cheeks, so I did go and grab my watercolors again, and I just picked up a little mixture that I made over there a while ago to give him some pink cheeks. I'll show you that too. It's a little bit better like that. So next I think I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment down. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same ink that I inked up my turkey with, which is the Chestnut Roan by Colorbox inks, and I just adhere it down to my surface so it's easier, since it did warp a little bit from the my heat tool when I heated this up. And just to see where I want to put my sentiment, so I'm putting it right underneath the turkey. And that's how it looks. So now to my card base. I'm not going to add any pattern papers. I'm just going to use that acorn stamp, and I'm going to use my handmade embossing buddy. I actually have one in there that I've purchased, but I always choose the one that I made over that one for some reason. I'm not sure why. So I'm cleaning up the powder. I'm not sure why. I always feel like it's just dirty. I don't know. But yeah, so I adhered the card base a little, with some removable adhesive, just so it's easier for me to stamp the image. And then I used my bone folder to make sure that the crease was a little bit more tight, just because it was coming up a little bit. So I just creased it a little, or used my bone folder to tighten the crease there. So here I'm just randomly stamping with some Versamark ink on the acorn. And then I'm going to take some Inkadinkadoo clear embossing powder, and that scrap piece there, and sprinkle that all over my card. And then off camera I'm going to go ahead and heat the card base. So there you can see the acorns, and that's how it looks after embossing. And I'm going to adhere the circle piece. I actually wanted to add some ribbon, and I forgot that I even pulled some out. So here you'll see that I don't have it on yet, but I did pull off the circle and did add some ribbon. And here I'm just adding some foam squares. And here you see I have just this like wallpaper looking orange grosgrain ribbon, and I just adhere that with some sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape, and I rounded the corners, and that finishes the card. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and here are some photos, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.